I have created an indicator which uses past volatility to predict what the S&P 500 is going to do, and we're going to go over that indicator in this video today. This is an intraday chart of SPY from today, live moving right now, and look at how it has reacted to some of the levels from this indicator that were painted on the chart as of market close yesterday. This is not an indicator that is updating throughout the day and just repainting to wherever the levels are. These numbers have been here since 4 a.m. this morning. Since you could start looking at the chart, these lines have been on the chart, and look at it has literally reacted to the half line, reacted to the full line, come back and reacted to this half line, bounced off of again. This is a very good indicator for helping to predict levels on the S&P 500. Before we get into exactly how this indicator is calculating its levels, I need to let you know it is available for download on my website, daytradingstrategies.net, where you can download not only this custom study, but a plethora of others and a plethora of strategies and scanners as well, all for the low cost of $25. I'm not trying to rip you off here, just trying to get a little bit of kickback for the work that I have put into all this stuff. So if you would like to easily download all of my custom codes across multiple different trading platforms, daytradingstrategies.net, link will be in the description down below. Thank you for signing up. Oftentimes, when you see a key level indicator like this, it is plotting the high and low from yesterday. And this indicator is much more complicated than that. It is using yesterday's high and low, but it's using them in calculations to help determine the volatile range of today. And as I said in the intro of the video, it is plotting these ranges immediately. It's not adjusting. It doesn't look so good because it's repainting. This 437.11 high of today was on the chart from 1 a.m. this morning when it started trading today, when SPY started trading today. So it's not a past adjusting indicator or anything like that. But what you're looking at, the dotted white line that you see here, is the median price from yesterday. So the high and the low of yesterday, this is the median price that yesterday traded at. And your sort of lighter green line here and your yellow line here, I call your half up and your half down levels. And what they are doing is they are basing from the median line, either plus or minus directionally, the high or the low, of course, divided by 2, plus or minus, of course, the median line. So it's taking the difference between the median and the high divided by 2, and the difference between the median and the low divided by 2. And look at how SPY reacts to these levels. Even during pre-market this morning, a bounce off the half low, even after market open, you got a reaction off the half high before eventually taking a lot of volume to break it through that, and then moving up to the next line, which I'm about to discuss, I call my full up and full down lines. And slightly differently, these lines are based off of today's open. So these lines don't really care about the median at all. That is in order to include gaps in the calculation, right? Because if SPY moves overnight, you want to make sure you're capitalizing and you're noting that gap in your volatility levels as well. So based off of today's open plus the difference, so it's the difference from day's open plus yesterday's high is this line. And then obviously today's open minus yesterday's low is this line. So once again, it's not just showing you yesterday's high and low. It is using volatility calculations in order to help give you levels where SPY could go to today, right? If I jump into the study, and of course, if you go to the link in the description down below and you download this indicator, you will also have this setting, show only last period. You usually want this on yes, because you usually only want to see the lines from today so that your chart doesn't look gross. That's why that setting is in there. But let's turn it off so that obviously we can go back and look at some past examples. Look at just how going throughout even just the past 5 days, this isn't me just handpicking a couple of really good looking examples. You can see how SPY, how the S&P 500 is reacting to some of these levels. Yes, sometimes it breaks all the way through and clears all of them, but you can use that, right? You can use that level in your trade plan. Hey, SPY is really strong. SPY's been really strong for the last 3-4 days in a row. If it trades down towards one of the full down lines, I will start buying. Look at the bounce you got this day. Hey, SPY's been really, really weak. SPY's been coming down for the last 2 days after today. I'm going to short it if it starts to get up into some of these high lines, Maybe I'll short the half high and I'll stop out over the full high. So you got short this day and then you're taking profits into the lows. Hey, I want to buy the dip on SPY. Holy crap, SPY is dying. I'm going to buy the dip if it gets close to the lowest line of the day. And then you easily have a stop out level, right? Oh, well, that dip didn't work. You can easily start to build risk reward plans around an indicator like this, right? So it's really, really useful for helping give you an idea of what SPY can do the next day. And I need to point this out. You will notice sometimes, and this is where the including gaps comes in, the red line, which is the full down line, is actually higher than the half down line. And that's because of the overnight gap, right? The median price of yesterday is actually down below the full down price because of the gap it got overnight. But that's important to calculate within your volatility metrics. You want to be able to calculate for those sort of things. I want to touch on one more thing before we wrap up. I am looking at this on a 5-minute chart, but since it is doing calculations based off of what the stock did yesterday, you can use this on any time frame. So if I go down to the 1 minute, you will notice that the intraday levels don't change. The high is still 437.11, the midline still 434.81, median still 433.17. If I go to the 15 minute, you will notice those are all the same. If I go to the 1 hour, you will notice they are all the same. So really, this indicator will work for any intraday time chart that you like to trade on, which is another great bonus for the indicator, right? It kind of gives you that flexibility, that variability. You're not driven into needing to trade the 5-minute chart in order to make use of this indicator. That's just normally what I trade. That's why it was the examples I was running through. But that's the indicator. Hopefully you can make use of this within your own trade plans to start to develop some key areas off of. Starts to help you define your risk based off of yesterday's volatility and use kind of some trend continuation or some trend reversal. The beauty of having an indicator like this is you just imply it into however you like to trade and make use of how SPY reacts to these levels. Once again, the indicator is available to download on my website. Link will be in the description down below. Check it out if you are interested. And if you did like the video, if you liked what you learned today, please hit the like button. It actually does help. And make sure you're subscribed for free videos like this in your subscription box in the future. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign out of this video. I will catch you all in the next one.